Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelai Shamayo, and this is MeWe Fairs, your safe space for authenticity and transformation. We have events throughout the Pacific Northwest, many online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm really excited to be here with April Staroak. April, great to be with you.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
So tell me, what is it that you offer at our events?
So at the MeWe events, I offer kind of a variety of things. I can do some shamanic Reiki with folks, as well as offering customized rituals for helping to kind of heal and transform beyond things that have been like stuck or stagnant or just emotions that need like a little bit of help moving and being able to identify what elements help. Sometimes it's more than one, and coming up with a customized ritual to be able to kind of put that in shape and form and move it in a new way. I also have various magical tools and things that I make. So I've got a few here. I have dragon eggs, which are, they're actually painted ostrich eggs, but this one is like a fire dragon. So bringing in the element of fire and being able to really connect with that. I can do wands, which I do out of driftwood. This is a little driftwood wand that I made just for being able to bring in magical elements and have direction and just something to use and flick as you do things. And then the other thing I do is I paint bones to kind of bring out the spirit of the animal and be able to use these as tools to really deeply connect in with the magic and the kind of health and benefits that they bring. So, this guy here he's actually turkey skull. But he is more of an earth dragon and is about like connecting to the energy of the earth and being able to be grounded and kind of in that primal dark energy that the earth brings. And then this guy, he's a bit bigger. This is a boar. Um, and he is really all about kind of breaking through obstacles and being able to move in kind of new and interesting ways. And they do all open their little mouths and yeah, they're just great friends to have in your repertoire for being able to work with things.
Oh,
And in
wow.
addition to
Oh, keep
the
going.
bones and tools, I also do like a kind of create your own magical t-shirt. So I've come up with a bunch of different elements like hands in different like casting positions and cauldrons and like circles of the moon and lunar cycles and then a bunch of different kind of symbols and elements and like magical beings that you can kind of weave together into creating your own very own shirt to wear for like what you're trying to manifest, what you want to bring in at this time, or just stuff that helps you feel good or protected or like whatever kind of intention you're trying to bring in and kind of like move that into a t-shirt so that you can have it as like everyday magic to add to your wardrobe and your life.
So do you have t-shirts there and you have elements there where people make things at your booth, or how does that work?
Yeah, so I have it set up as like a binder of elements basically. So it has it separated out into kind of like the base elements, like if you want it in a circle or if you want it in like various hands that are holding things, and cauldrons. And so you kind of pick that, and then I have it kind of partitioned out based on like theme. So I have like magical beings, I have symbols, I have like elements of the earth, just kind of different things. And you can pick up to like seven different images basically to kind of weave together.
And then are you making it there, or like, so people take the
If
pieces
I
home
have
with them,
time,
or
I can make up the designs there, which I did have some time at the Eugene Fair to do that. If I don't have time to do it at the fair, if it's too busy though, it is something that I would do afterwards. And then I get it printed through a print on demand site that ships it out within a
Mhm.
couple days. So folks usually have it within a week.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. So exciting seeing all your things. Like, I know I saw a little bit before, but like get a much better look at everything now. So, how did you get started doing all these things? And like, how did the services and the products kind of emerge? And
Um, it's been a bit of a winding path. Before doing like the spiritual events, I was a full-time artist. I did photography of like abandoned spaces and various sculptures and like as I was doing that work, I was getting more involved in my own spiritual path and kind of path of healing from childhood abuse and trying to figure out like how to really get into the depths of what was buried within me. Because it was things that I could feel but couldn't really, I couldn't really touch it fully. I couldn't give it full expression. And the art really helped me do that, really helped me kind of I don't know, get in there with shape and form and color and things that I didn't have words for. Because a lot of the emotions, like that's all they are, is they're not really words. They don't speak in the same language. And so doing that in art was like very, very helpful to be able to I don't know, just know myself in different ways. And I began to kind of combine my art and my spirituality and kind of see what spirit was asking of me to be drawn or to be created and how I could work kind of hand in hand with spirit to co-create things that wanted to be seen, not just by me, but by other people and kind of be out there in the world for others to experience.
wow. And like I'm imagining if you hear back from your customers, there's some really interesting stories you'll get back about the impact your work has on them.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Wow. And maybe as you make the like the painted bones now, like is there a process and a ritual that you go through as you make them? Like how are you inspired in the ways that you know that you do create them? How does that?
Um, for some of them, I will do a shamanic journey to the spirit of the animal. So I'll kind of hold the bone with me and go into a trance state and kind of communicate with the spirit of the animal and be like, all right, what is your magic? Like, what do you bring forth that needs to be like put onto the bones for people to see and be able to connect with? And usually through that, I'll kind of be guided through like the colors that they like, what like the overall essence of them is, and kind of what attributes they bring forward for folks. I don't always do the journey. Sometimes the bones are very talkative to me and they're like, "Hey, do this with me." And it's like I'll touch the bone and I'll immediately see like what its deal is. And so it really kind of it's both. It kind of depends on, I guess, how loud the spirit of the animal is for me when I first get the bones.
Mhm.
And the bones I do get very ethically. A lot of them are things that I find myself, or I'll find them at like antique stores. Or I will get them through places that source them through things like roadkill or from other hunters. Or they're not just killed just to like have the bones. You know, they have served some other purpose, and the bones are kind of just what's left. And so I share that. Yeah.
Yeah. How about the driftwood? What process do you go through with the driftwood?
For the driftwood, I will kind of look along the beach when I'm out on the coast, and I will just kind of ask, like, all right, who wants to be a wand? So it's not really like up to me who gets to be a wand. Because sometimes I'll like be like, ooh, that's a cool stick, and I'll pick it up, and I'm like, do you want to be a wand? And the stick is very clearly like, no, like it's not into it. So it's very much a co-creative thing with, again, even the spirit of the stick to make sure that like it's on board, that it's not just me doing my thing, but like actually asking the spirit of the stick because I'm a very animist person. Like everything has
Mhm.
its own spirit and choice and will and things. So, I want to make sure that everything is happy with being used for what it's being used for.
Wow. Great. And then maybe are there any ways that you use any of those elements in the sessions with people? Or did tend to, you talked about the other ways that you work with people and maybe more distinct.
Um, well, oh, I forgot to mention I do cord cutting as well.
Mhm.
And for that, I do use a tool. It is not one that I made personally, but it is a stick that I got at a powwow that has like a couple fox skulls and like a blade on the end. And I like to use that for like the physical severing of the cord. And in my own practice, I will use the bones and things in altar practices, or like if I feel like I need to do some work that, for instance, like really needs like beaver medicine or something, which is all about like setting boundaries and like building new like waterways and things like that. Like I will sometimes hold the bones to work with them to kind of have a greater connection to that essence.
Mhm. And do you work in your practice only with people? Or do you also work with animals?
Um, I've not done much work for other people's animals. I've worked with my own animals and things. I had a cat that was very skittish and she loved getting Reiki. And over time, she began to get more and more calm. Like the more Reiki that she had, she seemed to like actually adjust to the environment better. And I've worked on a few like friends, animals, but it's not something I have a great breadth of experience in, but it's certainly something that I'm open to.
Oh, great, great. Well, it's been really exciting learning more about you and your offerings. Just so
Thanks.
excited about the how unique they are too. Well, so if people want to connect with you outside the events, where do they find you on the web?
I'm currently working on putting my website together, but that will be definitely together within the next 2 weeks. It is awakeningouroboros.com.
And maybe spell that out for
And
people. And then is there any other way you'd like them
yeah,
to reach you? Or is it just going to be through your website?
the website is the easiest. I can also be emailed at aprilstaroak@gmail.com.
Okay, and April
And
Staroak, it's April, and then Staroak is Staroak, just like it sounds.
yes, that's
Okay,
correct.
and then your
Mhm.
website.
The website is Awakening Ouroboros, so that's AWAKENINGOUROBOROS.com.
Great, great. It's been lovely talking with you, and I'm excited to have you at more of our events.
Thank you. Likewise.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, take care.
Thanks.